Simulator training. The best thing about it, it makes a non-routine event routine. Alright guys, welcome aboard. We're here at SimCom. I just finished up my annual recurrent training in the TBM. We're here with the staff of SimCom, and today we're going to show you some of the unusual problems that you might run into while flying one day. So we're here at Orlando Executive in the simulator, and we're going to take off at runway 7 here. And we're going to just let them surprise me. We'll see what happens and what they give me, and hopefully we survive the end of this flight. So here we go, guys. Orlando Executive Tower, November 851 Tango Bravo. We're on runway 7 and we're ready for departure.
TBM 851 Tango Bravo, Executive Tower, fly heading 055, maintain at or below 1,500, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 7. We'll fly 055 on the heading and up to 1,500 for 851 Tango Bravo. Alright guys, so here we go. We've been cleared for takeoff. We're going to ease the prop RPM up here. 2,000 on the prop RPM, and we'll advance the torque for takeoff. There we go. We're looking. We got our oil pressure, temperatures all looking good in the green. And here comes our rotation speed. So everything looks normal so far for us. And we'll go gear up. And we're going to go flaps up, yaw damper on. That's 1,000 feet to go. So far everything's still looking normal. Now we've been cleared to turn left to 055 and 1,500 feet.
851 Tango Bravo, contact departure.
Over departure, 851 Tango Bravo. And Orlando departure, 851 Tango Bravo with you 1,100 for 1,500.
851 Tango Bravo, maintain 1,500 and present heading for traffic. We'll advise when you're ready for a climb.
Roger, we'll put our present heading in 1,500 for 851 Tango Bravo. Alright, so far everything's looking normal still. Alright guys, I'm pulling the power lever back here, and I have no response with my power lever. What I believe has happened here is I got an FCU failure. Let's call Orlando real quick and let them know what's going on. Orlando, 851 Tango Bravo.
851 Tango Bravo, yes sir.
I'm going to have to declare an emergency here. I have my power lever is stuck wide open.
851 Tango Bravo, understand declaring an emergency. State the nature of your emergency, souls on board and fuel on board.
I have a FCU failure. My throttle is stuck pretty much wide open. I have one soul on board, and I have 3 hours of fuel for 851 Tango Bravo.
851 Tango Bravo, how can we help you?
I'd like to return back to Orlando Executive for landing.
851 Tango Bravo, climb maintain 2,000 feet, turn left heading 270.
2,000 feet and left to 270 for 851 Tango Bravo.
851 Tango Bravo, expect ILS runway 7 at Orlando.
Roger, we'll expect the ILS for runway 7 for 851 Tango Bravo. Alright guys, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to pull out our emergency checklist here and figure out what we're going to have to do to get this plane back on the ground with our throttle stuck wide open. So what I'm pulling out is the emergency checklist, and what we have is a power lever control loss. Alright, so in our emergency checklist here, if minimum power obtained is excessive, we're going to have to reduce our airspeed by setting the airplane in a nose-up attitude to get under 178 knots. Once we get under that airspeed, we're then going to want to be getting the landing gear down, and we're going to get this flap set to takeoff. We're going to establish a long final on an ILS approach respecting the 178 knot airspeed. So when runway is assured, we're going to go condition lever to cutoff. The the prop we're going to feather if necessary to extend trajectory. And then we're going to do the flaps to landing as required at 122 knots. Land normally without reverse, and braking will be as required. So that's our plan to get this airplane back on the runway. Alright, we have our descent checklist complete. So what we're going to do is we're going to call up Orlando approach and ask for a block altitude so we can pitch up to bleed off our airspeed. Orlando, November 851 Tango Bravo.
851 Tango Bravo, Orlando.
We'd like to request a block altitude 2,000 to 5,000 to be able to pitch up to reduce our speed below 178 knots.
851 Tango Bravo, Orlando, block altitude 2,000 to 5,000 approved.
Roger, thank you. 2,000 to 5,000 approved for block altitude for 851 Tango Bravo. Alright, so we'll disconnect the autopilot here. We've been given our block altitude. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch up with the airplane and bleed the speed below 178 knots, which we will then put the landing gear down and the flaps down. So there's 180 knots, and there's 170. So we'll go to gear down, and we're going to put our flaps to the takeoff position. Alright, gear is down and our flaps are set and indicated to the takeoff position. Orlando approach, November 851 Tango Bravo. We would like to resume navigation for the ILS 7.
851 Tango Bravo, turn left. Left turn, sir, heading 180 degrees.
Left to 180 degrees, and we'll descend and maintain 2,000 feet for 851 Tango Bravo. Alright, so we'll put the autopilot on here. We're going to go to heading, altitude, and now we're going to engage the autopilot. I got my trusty ForeFlight here. We'll brief the ILS for runway 7. Alright guys, I've got the approach all briefed. What we're going to be doing to get this airplane on the ground safely with our throttle stuck as it is wide open, we're going to do the ILS approach. When we get to be 200 to 300 feet above the ground is when I'm going to shut the engine down.
TBM 851 Tango Bravo, turn left heading 100 degrees. Join the localizer for runway 7, cleared. ILS runway 7 approach.
Left to 100, we'll maintain 2,000 till established on the localizer, clear for the ILS 7 approach for 851 Tango Bravo.
Affirmative, 851 Tango Bravo.
Alright. So right now, as we are in level flight, we're showing around 150 knots, and there's no way right now I can get the airspeed to slow up. So that's why when we get to 200 to 300 feet above the ground on the approach is when we're going to decide to shut the engine down so we can land this plane. So we've been cleared for the approach. I'm going to push the approach button, and it's going to arm the approach. We also have the localizer in the glide slope, which is displayed in white right now, showing that it is armed for the approach. So right now we're still 1.4 miles left of the localizer. We're just waiting for the localizer to come on in, and the airplane should capture that and follow it in. And we got our before landing checklist is complete. So the localizer's coming in here. The plane should bank on over here pretty quick, and there it is. So it's doing what it's supposed to do.
November 851 Tango Bravo, we see you established on the localizer. Contact the tower.
Going over to tower for 851 Tango Bravo. Thanks for your help. Orlando Tower, November 851 Tango Bravo. We have declared the emergency. We're currently on the ILS for 7 inbound.
851 Tango Bravo, we're going to roll the trucks for you, and you are cleared to land runway 7, Orlando Executive.
Cleared to land, runway 7. Thank you, 851 Tango Bravo. So guys, we're currently about 3 miles from the outer marker here. We're going about 150 knots, which is excessively fast for what you'd normally be set up for in an approach. Some pilots that have run across this problem in the past, they've shut their engine off too soon, which was where they were not able to make the runway. So that's the one thing we really have to be careful that we don't do today. So since we're about to hit the auto marker here, I'm going to take the autopilot off and hand fly it in, since we're actually shooting this approach much faster than normal. Now we're following the glide slope in, and our speed's going to pick up even faster than what we've already been going. So what we're going to just do is just fly this ILS in. We're doing almost 170 knots. And once we hit that 300 foot above the ground, which is right around 400 feet, is when I'm going to fuel cut off. And let's hope it works out. I mean, as you guys can see, we're moving pretty fast right now, 170 knots. We got 500 feet to go. Now right here, guys, is actually where I feel like I should do it, but I know if I do it, well, we'll never make that runway. "200 feet to go. 170 knots. 100 feet. Alright, there it is, guys. That's 300 feet above the ground. I fuel cut off. I'm just going to keep following it right on in the glide slope still, and hopefully we'll have a nice smooth landing. Right now our airspeed's 120 and bleeding off. And there you have it, guys. Touchdown right at the appropriate spot. Now I have no reverse, and I'm basically just applying brakes with my rudder pedals. Well, there you have it, guys. That is what they did to me on that one. We had a FCU failure, and we went by the appropriate steps. Here comes the fire trucks. I didn't know that was actually going to happen, and it worked out well. So guys, I hope you guys had a cool view of seeing how that works. I mean, I'll tell you right now, even though this is a simulator, I mean, it's an adrenaline rush, and it gets you going. I mean, it feels very real. So that worked out well. All right, guys, we survived the first one. Let's try one more here and see if we can have a good outcome. For departure briefing, we're going to be taking off at runway 7. If we have any issues and we're still on the runway and we have remaining distance able to stop, we'll come to a stop on the runway. Once we lift off, anything under 1,000 feet, if we have any kind of problem or any engine failure or anything like that, we're going to kind of look straight ahead to try to find a spot to put her down at. Above 1,000 feet, we'll return back to the airport, and most likely we'll try to come back in for 2-5 if we have an issue above 1,000 feet. So let's call the tower and ask for our departure. Executive Tower, 851 Tango Bravo, we're ready to go on runway 7.
851 Tango Bravo, fly heading 055, maintain at or below 1,500 feet, clear for takeoff runway 7.
Clear for takeoff runway 7, we'll fly 055 on the heading and 1,500 feet for 851 Tango Bravo. Alright, so here we go, guys. Takeoff power is set. And there's our rotation speed. Tap the brakes. You're coming up. Gears up, go flaps up, yaw damper on, 1,000 to go, and we'll turn left to 055.
Tango Bravo, contact departure.
Or departure, 851 Tango Bravo. Departure 851 Tango Bravo to 1,200. Departure 851 Tango Bravo. We're declaring emergency. We just had an engine failure.
851 Tango Bravo. Understand engine failure. State your intentions.
We need to return immediately to land at the airport for 851 Tango Bravo.
851 Tango Bravo. Coordinate that with the tower. Stay with me. Clear to land any runway.
Clear to land any runway. 851 Tango Bravo. Alright guys, we are going to try to get back to runway 25 and tower 851 Tango Bravo. We'd like to request for 25 is what we're going to be shooting for.
851 Tango Bravo, cleared to land on runway 25.
Clear to land runway 25, 851 Tango Bravo. Alright guys, I'm going to hold off till last minute for the gear here. Looks like we should be able to make it now. I'm going to go gear down. I'm going to keep the flaps up because we need all the airspeed we can right now. Our gear is down. And there we go guys, we have no reverse because our engine is not running, so we'll just use our brakes. And that was an engine failure. Just after takeoff, we had to do a quick 180 back to the airport, and we did it. It was really tricky, but we got the job done, and we're here to see another day. So that was another pretty good emergency there. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed riding on board with us today here at SimCom in Orlando. It was really fun to show you guys all the two emergencies that we had, and thankfully we survived both of them. Big thanks to SimCom for letting us get back in the simulator here after my training. To fly these simulators, it just gives you the type of training that you just cannot do in real life, so it's so beneficial. So anyway guys, I hope all is good, and take care guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.